Alien is a game of survival. And in every game of survival, you need to manage limited resources, such as food and water usually. In Alien, it's no different. You have air, food, water, and power, which are called consumable. And their level is called supply. So let's say this character over here has 6 supply of air, 2 of food, 1 of water, 7 of power. But in a typical game, you would know how much of each resources you need per unit of time or for given action. Let's say you would consume 1 unit of food per day. So you would know, okay, I am 1 person and I need to travel for 2 days. I have 2 food. I am good, unless someone steals it, or I lose it, or I get robbed, or something like that. Other than that, it's easy to plan. It's just an optimization problem. How much I can carry, how much do I have, how much do I consume? Knowing those parameters is deterministic. Not so much in Alien. In Alien, while you still have to do a supply check on a specific time interval, in case of food, it is indeed every day. In case of air, it is every turn. In case of water and air, again, give every mobility check or every combat. So in theory, you know when you're going to do a supply check, but you never know how many supply points you will lose. This is because for every point you have until the level of 6, whenever you do a supply check like this, you roll 1 die, and every time you roll 1, like in this case I did air supply of 6, so rolling all 6 dice, and one of them had 1 on it. This face hugger signifies it's 1, therefore I have to subtract 1, and now I have 5. So in this system, it is just much harder to plan. You still know that if you have more points, let's say you have 6 points of air, it is very unlikely that all 6 die will roll 1, but it's still possible. So even with 6 points of air, which is quite a lot, you cannot really feel entirely safe. And this is of course on purpose, because in Alien you want to introduce some level of tension, some unpredictability. You can of course overcompensate, and instead of having just 6 air, you can make sure that at any time you have more than 6 supply of any consumable, because at any supply check you are not going to roll more than 6 die. So let's say had I 7 points of supply of air and I was really unlucky and rolled 6 once, I would subtract 6, but I would be still good. I wouldn't be in hypoxia state, because I would still have 1 point of air guaranteed. All right, so how does it work in Foundry VTT, which is my tabletop system for Alien and many other RPGs? So here you can see a character sheet, and you indeed see a section for consumables. But if you try to click on it, the system will not let you edit that directly. It only allows you to roll a supply roll and immediately subtracts if you roll once. So how do you increase it? Well, you have to go to inventory and investigate what kind of items you have. And you see that I have, for instance, prefab meal, which gives 1 food. And let's say that I use it up, but then I want to kind of regenerate it. Maybe I found more foods or for another reason. Then you can edit this and it will be reflected back here. The same is with air, water, and power. Each of them has its own column. Like let's say this battery pack. This one I may need to edit, to change. The same is with adding items. Let's say I have this candy bar. I can drag and drop it here, bam, except it doesn't actually increase the food immediately because it's being sorted into inactive by default. You have to first click on its icon to make it active, and then it will be reflected in your consumables.